Welcome to SRB TV. Come on now! Yeah!
We are here.
Hello everyone, welcome to our episode of Super Reaction Bros. I'm Chris.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we are continuing our very special SRB TV, very special presentation. See how I fixed my mistake from like 5 seconds earlier? For the last 2.5 parts of the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yes.
So previously on the Justice League Snyder Cut, we saw
parts 3 and 4.
We can break it down if you want.
Yeah, break it down.
You have a better
I see here. We see Barry pretty much saving Iris for that little brief scene, little creepy, fun little scene.
Thank you for adding the word creepy.
Yes, exactly. We got to see, Victor's backstory, where he comes from, where his family and his, what he's been going through personally. It's really cool. It was really cool to see that and finally get more of a personal connection with his character, of like who he is and like why we should really care about him, or at least his character. We'll see here. We saw not only his backstory, but also got to see his accident and stuff like that. That he had with his mom and the passing and all that type of stuff. We got to see pretty much their first not first attempt, but we see Steppenwolf when they finally attack pretty much the Atlanteans, pretty much to go talk to try to get the box. So it was a nice, good little extended fight scene with Mira and Steppenwolf until Arthur shows up and does his best to take him on and things like that. That was a really fun fight. I don't know why, it just felt fun, because it was like really put together well. We didn't even bring that up either. It's like how we got to see pretty much where Cyborg hid the mother box for Man. Where he hid it pretty much, and it was really good where he hid it, because you wonder where he just show up where he put that at. Right. It was like where did he have that stash? And then part 4, we had that big first fight scene with the group together trying to take on Steppenwolf. Working together, and it was a great scene. The music was phenomenal. Each character had with their own separated good amount of time within this bit by bit, and we loved it. It was just a great scene they put together. They brought up the anti-life equation. They bring that up of how
because of course it turns out Darkseid left the anti-life equation on the planet they had the Great War. It turns out that planet was Earth.
That planet was Earth. It seems like he's been capturing planets for so long, he forgot which planet he left it on. That's what it was in a way. It's like, I forgot where I left it.
Car beepers.
Yeah. Not even that. It's like one of those, he left his sketch or drawing or notes at someone's house saying he's been visiting so many people that he forgot which one it was. It's like, crap, where did I leave it? We got to see, finally got to hear Darkseid speak and stuff like that and talk to Steppenwolf, and wow, just a great voice. What was the guy's name I brought up?
Ray Fit.
I'm trying to remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, the guy who voices Darkseid, I think he did a great job with the voice.
It's behind you there,
yeah. He did a great job. I have to look at the number, because they brought up the box number they used, 61982 for the box, because they also dived into where the mother box for Man ended up at, how we get our hands on it, and of course showing the history and how the scientists finally got it up. Ray Porter is the guy's name. Ray Porter, who voices Darkseid, phenomenal. Supposedly he also did the facial features for Darkseid.
Okay, so according to this, I believe this is June 19th, 1982 was the original first appearance of Cyborg.
Then that's where that's...
Yeah.
So that's where 61982 comes from. And like I said, we got to see more of Cyborg's origin, not Victor's origin, but more of Cyborg, or more of him kind of piecing everything together, and how he was put together, and a deeper meaning behind the mother box and what it represents, which really kind of changed the scene and set it up to be like, Okay, now we definitely all agree of why we have to use this box to bring back Superman.
Slight correction. It's the first time he had his own cover.
His own cover. Okay.
He had his own solo cover.
Okay.
For
and then of course the big ball that dropped, and that is Martian Manhunter shows up. Just so it looks like trying to get more questions out of Lois, but also trying to encourage Lois to get back on her feet and get back to doing what she does best. You know, so it was a really big surprise there, and seeing Henry Lennox, playing that character and that role.
Yeah.
But enough said. Blah 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 blah. I think I've talked a little bit too much on this part, this final part. But let's dive into this for. Again, this is Zack Snyder's Justice League, Part 5, 6, and I believe the epilogue as well.
That's why I keep on saying 2.5.
Yeah, so right now it's just Chapter 5 and 6 for now. So, here we go. How about that?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
What do you think, man? You think she'd ever go for a younger guy? 5,000 years old, Barry.
She's 5,000 years old.
Every guy's a younger guy.
Every guy's younger guy. I love that. She's 5,000-year-old, dude. Any guy's younger. Yeah, she's over at least like what, 4 million old? Yeah.
Not all the king's horses, not all the king's men, but Alfred, for once, I'm operating strictly on faith, not on reason.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
That's not like
with
him.
this little box of tricks, I mean,
I like that scene. That was a good scene.
Yeah.
It's like him trying to, like, he's always used to seeing Bruce deal with facts. He always deals with facts. And it's like he said, he's got faith. It's like this is a first. That's why he's like, are you sure?
Jesus Christ! Look. If I didn't know this was a superhero film, I thought this was like.
Dr. Stone, the test came back negative.
Oh, we also don't get that line about Aquaman gets about. Wow, you really do wear a bat dress as a bat.
This explains how nobody's there.
Yeah.
It's picking up a microbe of alien origin. A microbe of alien origin. That doesn't make any sense. It's got to be a false alarm. All right, people, shut it down. Dr. Stone, you there? I don't copy. I was mistaken.
Now he knows why.
Everybody out and nobody.
Hey, trust us. We know what we're doing.
There. Cool.
Like, trust us. We know what we're doing. That's why he sees them. I like that because remember, they get there. It's like you think there's got to be staff there or something, right? Besides just the guards. Him with dealing with time. Oh shit.
Explains why she's there.
Explain, because remember her usual routine.
She explains why she's there because in the beginning,
She always made a routine to always go to the memorial.
Now they explain better
Of why she's there.
why she's there.
Instead of having Bruce, she's the secret weapon. Holy shit. Whoa. What the?
Christopher, explain.
Explain.
I don't fucking know.
Omega beam. Kills him. Oh, he's seen this.
Oh wow,
Kilowog. Justice League.
Go!
Go!
Oh shit, he said no.
He said no. He saw the nightmare. It wasn't Batman. It was him who saw the nightmare.
Here we go.
As it's touching him, I think. Whoa.
Yeah, remember what he said. Time works
Differently.
When I go through the speed of sound and use this lightning, it affects time.
So he was able to.
Remember what we always wondered? Why did nobody keep an eye on the mother box? How did they get the mother box? This one explains why he was able to get them.
Yeah. It senses danger. It senses danger.
Now it explains why he attacks them.
It's self-defense.
It better explains why he attacks them. Out of nowhere. That's a better explanation.
Kalel, no. Yeah, here we go.
I love it. That's my favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes.
That look is like, what the? Look at the awkward eye, one wider than the other. That makes it perfect. Oh shit. Oh, I like this. That's right. Oh no. Oh! We don't talk about this. I'm waiting for that. Yeah.
I'm so
Sorry!
Okay, this part. Ah, damn.
Yeah. Here, Shorty dies. Trying to stop it. I like this explanation better. Of what happened to the mother box.
At least it was tried to be defended with. Unlike that code was like, wait, who has the mother box? Oh, fuck.
Could be here, Alfred, I know it. What makes you so sure?
Here.
Faith, Alfred.
Hey, Falford.
I like that. It's like he's always known Bruce as doing things by the book, by the facts. You know, this. That's why he's like very hesitant with Bruce going, "Are you sure?" You know, it's like you're basing this off of what is it? Faith.
Find out about that.
Or his father's.
Never stumble, never fall.
You're gonna have to make a choice.
They will join you in the sun god.
Choice of whether to
Is a really good dialogue from Russell Crowe.
or not.
You will help them.
Like he needs to find who he wants to be. You know, that hero he needs.
Chris, here you go.
Yeah.
All the hopes and dreams of Krypton live in you now.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Your mother and I loved you.
Your mother and I knew you would change the world.
She's some music.
Yeah. Get locked and loaded, baby.
He doesn't need much. Yeah, it's actually better here. Yeah, he doesn't sit on the. Ah, damn it! I wanted to. That's another one.
That was a Whedon one. Man, this is. Oh yeah!
Nice.
Nice! Epic, you gotta have the epic shot, and they did it. I give Snyder props on that. He knows how to do epic shots.
Oh,
Welcome,
my man!
You're welcome.
It's so nice where I'm like, I'm glad that wasn't just a Whedon cut.
I know, right?
It wasn't a Whedon cut.
Liar.
Get to the one. Can we get to the one?
3, 2.
Dude, any day now.
for the dark side.
And Superman.
I like that.
Impressed.
Not impressed. I like that line.
Ah!
I like that. Not impressed.
Nice. Oh yeah! Fuck your shit!
She's smiling. I like that. She's smiling. Like you're on R2. Now it's like, guess what?
Hell yeah, this is the moment we wanted.
This is what we wanted. Oh!
show, Chris?
Yes, I get it. Come on, run, Barry, run.
There you go.
Just gotta go faster than the speed of light, far beyond the speed of light. Gotta break the rule, Barry. You
gotta break the rule.
To break the rule.
It's like, you gotta do this. You got to break the rule now.
Whatever happens, I want you to know. Your kid was one of them, Dad.
My favorite moments when people underestimate how truly powerful the Flash is. And this perfectly exemplifies that.
Oh,
He's willing to sacrifice break his one golden rule to save the world. That is such a cool shot. That is such a cool fucking shot.
That is an epic shot right there, man.
So all he has to do is touch it.
He gets to do that electrical charge.
That's all Victor asked him to do. That is
cool.
such a cool shot. Touch it.
Send him back, yeah. Oh! Don't tell me she's gonna
The other
in
one.
half of the head. Yeah.
Oh!
Cut his head. It's like you're sending you back headless. Or
As a message.
as a message going, don't
Fuck with
Earth. Yeah.
Earth is
Oh my God.
Earth is under our protection.
Yeah.
Is that a thing people say?
Your foot's in the door.
Door. Get him to laugh.
People say, his foot's in the door. That's my boy right there. Taught him nothing he knows.
Dad, you can get maced again.
You're gonna get maced again. You're gonna get maced again.
No stopping that.
There's no stopping you now.
Here is something that can help you. His name is Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's different. That is different.
On second thought,
One second.
we do have something to celebrate.
Oh shit. See, that makes a bit more sense.
Then no, let's make a league of our own, type of thing. It's like, really? It's a cheesy
Interesting.
You would talk about people who died in my arms. It was my little Harley Quinn, and she was bleeding and dying. She begged me with her last breath. And when I killed you, I made no mistake, I will fucking kill you.
I will fucking kill you.
Smoke.
This is such a Snyder scene. It's not even
Yeah.
funny. Joker's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be in touch. Oh, and son, call me the Martian Manhunter.
I'm gonna go on. You can call me John.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as "Oh, it's a nice name, Robin."
Yeah. It's sincere enough.
So that was the finale of the Zack Snyder Justice League film.
Yes.
And suffice to say, you can kind of see why there was definitely some stuff taken out in the finale portion.
Yeah.
But then again, there was stuff that was better explained. Let me see. Where to start?
Where do we start? It's part 5, pretty much.
Because I feel like I don't feel like taking forever. So I do want to discuss the overall aspect of this.
No, I know. We was skim through like the big parts in each part. So in part 5, of course they do bring back Superman. They bring him back.
They're back. They fix the scene where they take him on near the memorial.
And yeah, that, and then they also fix the scene of like who was, what happened to the mother box, when nobody was there. They help explain that bit a whole bunch more. Then we also got, for a quick moment, pretty much, Cyborg did have his own nightmare sequence, or at least the thing was trying to warn him about, you know, if everything goes wrong, this is what's going to happen type of situation. Even the ship was trying to warn him, going, yeah, you better, you know, fix this. You know, it's like, he's like, or not even that, just please, it's like, you know, please just, you know, don't do this, don't do this. The ship was trying to warn him, saying, do not do this, but they did it anyways.
Then we got, that vision of what would happen.
Yeah,
and now we see why Flash says Lois is the key, because once Lois dies,
he loses everything.
He loses everything.
He just loses it all. You know, it's a type of Zack Snyder did. He grabbed that, like, you know, concept of like with Injustice, where if you know he killed her, or at least she dies, he just goes freaking evil as fuck. You know, that's what it is, because he's everything. She's everything to him. Yeah. See here. Was it also how his Victor's father made that sacrifice. You know, he made that ultimate sacrifice, you know, realizing what he had to do just to get, you know, just to buy them some time, or at least do whatever he could to try to stop it or destroy it. You know, part 6 was really cool, because I like how I like how Alfred finally first meets the group. That was just too funny. Yeah. Where they're just like, hi. And, you know, he's just like, hey.
So obviously the two biggest, there's a couple biggest things that they quell. Like, why didn't they go after Murderbox? Well, this one they failed. And then of course the final fight scene.
Yeah, you know, they explained a lot of like how they found him, or where he was hiding out this whole time on Earth. I'm trying to see here. Man, there's a lot of big stuff in part 6.
Let's talk about. We can focus on part 6 mainly.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, to be fair, a tiny part of me wanted the red sky. A tiny part of me kind of wanted the red sky, cause like I don't know, it just didn't. I don't know. The dark side.
You see why you say what it is that you understand why they made it brighter, because it's like, okay, you know, it's too dark. You know, too dark, but. You know, it's like, I think it would have worked out either which way, either if it was light or dark. Man, the superhero poses, man.
Yeah, there was a lot they extended the fight. There was a lot more scenes that made sense, that weren't as goofy as in the
They made perfect sense, and that's what I liked about this. You know, it's like, you know, they weren't like, wait, Bruce, what are you doing? They knew what he was going to be doing. So it's like they still went with the plan and things like that, you know?
Yeah, honestly, if I had one big like thing I didn't like about the final fight, is that they killed Steppenwolf. I know it's the main rule. It's the cardinal rule of, you know, the superheroes don't kill. And I can understand why they would kill the parademons. Yeah. I get that. But then killing off, like, just, I don't know, it didn't. Like, I didn't mind it if they tossed him back in and then Darkseid killed him.
Yeah, maybe Darkseid would kill him, or
failing.
Yeah, he killed him for failing. Yeah, that part I would understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's if I had one thing I could really fix on that aspect is that they killed Steppenwolf.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah. And then we get the epilogue stuff, which is like.
Sorry.
Let's talk about the best moment.
The best moment was Barry.
They add the scene where he reverses time, so that way he can touch the combined box.
And what I loved is that if you think about it, in this film, I know I'm stepping ahead just a little bit, but in this film, each character had just that epic moment, that moment that really defined a hero or who they are. And you know, you had one with Cyborg. This one was just Barry full on. I started getting choked up. I was choking up pretty much the moment he started talking, you know, about to his dad and stuff like that. You know, in a way, telling him, "Go remember, I was one of the greats. You know, I was like, I was one of them. You know, I did my best. I gave it my all. Yeah. You know, and it was just like I said, it had me choked up because it was just phenomenally done well. It's just the way they did it. You know, it's just like. Barry was just running circles, and all of a sudden just this happens, and this just shows that it's like, it brings back up from when they brought back Superman, where he's like, you know, whenever I run, I'm able to manipulate time, this that. Yeah. It comes right back where it's like he's like, this is my moment, you know, I have to do this. This has to be saved. So just seeing that just like was beautifully done.
Yeah.
Man, it was just a wonderful scene of how it all went down. It was just amazing. I mean,
well done overall.
Damn, man, just
such a great scene added to the overall. Yeah, I like that scene. Like I said, Steppenwolf was the only part that bothered me about that. Epilogue ran on a bit long, and we pretty much got the most Zack Snyder scene we've seen in this entire movie with the Nightmare Vision.
There it is. That's what it is. Justice League of America, created by Gardner Fox. So that's why. Sorry, I just now remembered. Why we saw a Fourth World created by Jack Kirby.
Yeah, he's the one who created the New Gods and Apocalypse.
Yeah. Into epilogue, we start off with Cyborg pretty much, and he starts listening to what his father was really trying to say. As fatherly can be.
And then of course they set stuff up. Like aside from like the final part 6, where showing Darkseid's getting ready to go to Earth. Aside from that, you got like Ryan Choi getting promoted. They specifically tell him what his field is, which is a nice
nanotechnology.
Then finding a place where they're going to build a Hall of Justice at.
Yeah.
Barry showing off to his dad that he finally got a job.
Yeah.
His foot.
Which I love. To me, I love this version than the actual theatrical, because the theatrical version was just more. He showed it. And he was just goofing off, not goofing off. He was just like, they would kind of celebrate it quietly. Here, I loved it because it was more emotional, the connection of like, my son did it. My son, he's got his foot in the door. It's like, I loved it. That's why I laugh even when he's like, please, Dad, please calm down. We don't want you to get maced again. I love that. And then we saw Aquaman, where it's like he saw, what's his name? He saw Mira, and he what's the guy's name? God damn it. Volko, thank you. He saw Volko pretty much, and even he's like, it's like, in a way, it's the type of thing where he's like, I got to do something first. And like that's where he's like, I need to go back to see my dad.
Yeah.
So that's what show. It's like in a way that was setting up to that, for Aquaman itself. And then I see here Clark. Yeah, then we see where Clark was at, pretty much.
Clark suiting up.
Back, still wearing the black suit.
Yeah, Victor visiting the family grave. Batman staying on top of the iconic tank from the Frank Miller comics.
Yeah, that one where you see Batman just doing what he does, pretty much still. He's back in Gotham, saving the day, doing everything.
Yeah.
And then that's when we dive into Lex Luthor.
They change it up to now he's not starting the Legion of Doom. Instead, he's telling Deathstroke who Batman is.
Because that one felt like it was more being set up for Ben Affleck's Batman. Because the original idea, again, was for him to take on Deathstroke. That was supposedly the big thing, for that film. So that was, in a way, that was setting up that. With that, and then, of course, Deathstroke just like, now I can drink to that. I have something to drink to. And then that's when we dive into the
most Zack Snyder scene in Zack Snyder history. F-bombs.
Yeah.
Obviously shot
only 2 F-bombs in this whole movie.
So, basically, it was supposed to tease, it was another Bruce having another nightmare vision, but this time it's supposed to kind of tease what Joker said, tease the multiverse.
Yeah, because he explains about, you trying in these other worlds. So it's like, in a way, like you said, that means the Barry we saw was a Barry not from the future, but a Barry from another Earth, trying to warn each Earth, like, hey,
exactly.
This, she's the key. She's the key. She's the key.
So now we know, because we even saw that in the vision he had when reviving Superman, that like Lois is the key. Now we know why he's always said that.
Yeah, so it sounds like that one was. It still feels like that was setting up to something like you said of them introducing the multiverse or the different worlds and things like that. So it shows that Arthur was dead. It sounds like Darkseid killed Arthur.
Yeah.
And now Mira's the queen. And of course you have Cyborg still being Cyborg, and you see Future Barry, with the full mask of what we saw before.
Yeah.
And then we see Deathstroke. It looked like he teamed up with Deathstroke, and of course, most of all, he joined up with Joker.
Yeah.
Which was a really cool. To be honest, it was a scene that honestly didn't be necessary. It just felt like it was just added on because they wanted to kind of like, hey guys, Here's Jared Leto as Joker again, you know, type of
And look, I'll be honest, yeah, he did way better here than he ever did in the Suicide Squad film.
Yeah, you know.
Just in that one scene alone, he did a great job.
He did, but like I said before, was the scene necessary? Not really.
No, not really.
Especially even if he wasn't in this scene overall, and they just showed up, you know, Superman, then fine. You know, without the Joker, I'd still be okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, but it felt like it was just add on last moment. You know, where it's just like, you know, let's add a Joker. Let's add Jared Leto in there.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was part 5, 6, and the epilogue.
Well, you forgot the end. The very
Oh god damn!
Which I can see, like, look, because remember, I in the last part I talked about how they should have had that scene in the and it kind of did. So yeah, that would definitely be a scene I would take out is Martian Manhunter visiting Lois.
I think to take that one out and leave this one in as more of like the mid credits or after credits, showing him, you know, kind of setting up, going, there's more Justice League to come. You know, it's like this is just the beginning, and he just showed up. I mean, even though I wish they could have worked on his lines a little bit more at the end of it, where instead of saying, you know, it's like, you know, people know me as the Martian Manhunter, but you can call me John Jones or something. You know, it's something.
Yeah. So okay. So the overall thoughts. So here we go.
Yes.
So here we go. The questions, penultimate questions.
Yes.
For question 1, we don't have to talk deep into these. Better than the theatrical cut.
I hate to say it, I definitely enjoyed it better than the theatrical cut.
Same here. Theatrical cut. Does it need to be 4 hours?
No.
Yeah, we discussed this already in other parts, but you probably shave off a little here and there. There's some scenes that
you can still keep in there.
Are vital to like the exposition, vital exposition.
Yeah,
you can still keep in there. I can see this. Honestly, I can see this being at least 3 hours.
At least 3 hours, or at least, for me, it would be like at least 2.5 hours for me personally.
I would say 3. I would say 3 because there's a lot more exposition than I was expecting it to be that they ignored in the theatrical cut. Okay, those are the questions. Okay, the penultimate one, the one that's been blowing up Twitter. Would you #restore the Snyder Cut? Now, no, I'm not talking about my interpretation where they just do the 3 hour one I think of.
No, just
the 4 hours. Everything good and bad about this Snyder Cut.
Well, I know what you're saying. You're saying, you know, should they bring back this universe?
Basically,
Snyderverse.
So basically, yeah, Restore the Snyderverse is pretty much saying that make this. It's what. Remember what I always told you.
Canon
what was going to be the biggest issue with the Snyder Cut, which would they make? You know, this isn't going to be canon.
Yeah.
That's what Restore the Snyder Cut is.
Yeah, it's like what people want this canon to where in future movies they bring up maybe past events or bring up this
from this version of the Justice League film.
Yeah.
So that's why I ask you: would you #restore the Snyder Cut?
I honestly would want to. Honestly, okay. I would. For me personally, I would. Only because it's like this gave character balance so well for every character in this film. This film pretty much balanced each character well, to the point where even when you start watching their other movies, it's like you know this character, you know how they think at this point, you know, and what their thoughts are. So that's me personally. I would love to see them make it canon again.
So, myself, it's yes and no. Yes, I think this one should be the canon, but no at the same time because there's definitely some issues that this version of the film still has. This film has. Because if honestly, I'm not asking for a grade. This is my personal opinion. I'm not asking for overall grade. I don't want to do that. But personally, I thought Theatrical Cut Justice League was like a B-.
Yeah.
Snyder Cut Justice League, a solid B.
Yeah.
A very solid B, in my opinion. Because it's still, the problem is, A, it's still Snyder, so there's still issues throughout. Mm-hmm. But B, on the other hand, though, I'd rather watch this version again than with the theatrical cut, because there's a lot more better there. There's no Whedon stuff. Mm-hmm. And, like, yeah, that's my opinion, is that I think this is a stronger effort for a Justice League film overall. Yeah. Do I still think they should have pulled the MCU route? Of course. Yeah. Of course, it would have helped out so much this film. It probably would have been 4 hours. It probably would have been what you said, 2.5. You know, if what you would to res 2.5. For me personally, Yeah, this was.
And I have to agree, and pretty much what I loved, and this is what kind of DC needs to lean into, or at least Warner Brothers, at least Warner Media like lean into, and that is like how I kept mentioning, if you throughout my action I keep bringing it up, is that you could heavily tell. On the theatrical release, that was like, it felt Marvel-ish, Marvel-like in a way. Only because, in that one, there were always button heads. This one, it made, a lot, he helped kind of explain why they got along. They didn't bump heads. It's like, they brought up and they explained to the point where they all made an agreement.
Because of course, what you're saying very much is the biggest positive the Snyder Cut can give is it provided exposition we wanted from the theatrical cut.
Yes.
It explained why they didn't, they explained why, they didn't go after Mother Box after Superman was revived. They explained why Lois was there instead of it just being, Batman's just smart, he knew this was going to happen.
And the biggest one, like I said, which kind of like
they explain why the Mother Boxes were awakened.
Well, that too, and that's where they came to an understanding of why. They all came to understand why they need to bring back Superman. They find, it's like they all agreed. Compared to the other one where they're all in disagreement. Because he's gonna come back as a different, they're bumping heads and stuff like that. Here, that's why I loved it. It separates itself from what Marvel does. Marvel, you look at it, they bump heads. They argue. They go here. I'm not saying they have to be perfect. I'm just saying it's like, give them a good explanation of why they would agree on it. Why they would be like, you know what, I like what they're coming from, something like that. You can still have, here and there disagreements, but not to the point where they're bumping heads, where they, giving the cold shoulder like they had in the theatrical cut, where, Wonder Woman was pissed off at Batman because of, maybe certain things he may have said or this or that, to Wonder Woman at the time. I just thought it was just, like I said, they did a great, they really separated itself from Marvel. Whedon, like I said, the theatrical cut, I don't know, you watch it and it feels like it's Marvel. Even if you don't tell me Whedon's attached to it, it feels like it's Marvel.
Yeah, there's so many better aspects of this movie. Like, you got much lengthier, better act performances from both Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher.
You got, and like I said, you got great storytelling for each of these characters, especially for Cyborg and Barry. You had so many great emotional moments for them where you felt for them. You were like, wow, these are some powerful moments of who they are. This helped explain and set them up for future films and stuff like that, who they are as a character.
Yeah, they sequel bait so many different things in this with the New Nightmare Visions. With Darkseid.
And even if they never ever make this canon, at least use this as a base, or at least a format to follow of this is how we need to do it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it right, if we want to make our own universe, multiverse, or at least connection of our own universe for DC, let's follow what Zack Snyder had set up in his version. I'm not saying copy and paste. I'm just saying learn from what he did. For helping explain the story, helping to live in the character part. That's my opinion. That's and that's what I think of it. And I just, like I said, I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was good.
So guys, overall our consensus pretty much for the Snyder Cut is that while it is a much better interpretation of the film, it still had. Let me reverse that. While it's still. It was a good way of saying this. I know I had in my brain before we started, while it is a better version than the theatrical cut, it still suffers from the same problems the theatrical cut did, as well as some of the Snyderisms.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. It's easily though, I would recommend watching this over the theatrical cut.
At your own pace, of course.
At your own pace.
For
the love of God, at your own pace.
Yeah, because
we were fortunate that we were not busy today. Yeah.
So at your own pace. But I mean, again, it's something that.
At the very least, they separate it into parts. So if you want to pause and watch the rest of the film later,
and that's what they did. They set it up where it's like you have these little mini intermissions where you could pause and be like, okay, let me come back to it later, or okay, I finished this part, let me come back to it later tonight. I have to go to work or something, or it's like you could watch it, or even if somebody has it online where you could watch it in 7 days or something like that. Go watch each part, but it's up to you. And again, You know, if you didn't like it, if you were like, no, I wasn't a fan, I still don't like, you know, how Zack Snyder took it, you know what? You know, that's your opinion. Everybody has opinion. This is our opinion. These are our thoughts, you know, and what we thought of it. And like I said, you know, for me, for those who follow the channel and follow, you know, who we, you know, especially, you know, follow, you know, how much of a huge, massive DC fanboy I am, at least. You know, again, like he said, I have to agree with them. You know, theatrical B-. This was a B. This was a step up. There were still some issues, but you know what? It was still an attempt to deliver somebody who had envisioned this, who wanted this story to be told, but things got in the way, and the fans spoke up, and you know, we finally got to see his vision of what he wanted in his Justice League. Mm-hmm. You know. Would I want to see Ben Affleck come out as Batman? Hell yes. You know, probably will not happen. Well, I'd love to see Henry Cavill come back. Even more yes. You know, there's a lot that I want, you know, for some of these actors to move forward with their character, because they've done this film kind of like you said, kind of like opened up more of their chops, you know, their acting chops and what they can do with this character. You know, and I can't wait to see how they're going to do with Black Adam, or even the actual solo Flash film. You know, it's like, I can't wait. But again, like I said, these are our opinions. You know, if you agree, you could disagree. You know, you could put your input of what you think of it. You know, but like I said, to us, this was good. We enjoyed it. We're not saying it's fantastic. It's, oh my god, it's unmindful. No, we're saying it was good. We actually enjoyed it. You know, compared to the theatrical version, pretty much we actually enjoyed this.
Yeah, so other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else, when it comes to talking about HBO Max original films, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon as well.
I hate to bring this up now, but was it, out of the whole film, did you have a favorite line or favorite moment?
I knew we forgot something.
Yeah, I forgot something. I did favorite line or favorite moment, or you know, favorite scene that stood out. I mean,
sorry, give me 1 sec. I have my notes here.
Yeah, so let's go right ahead.
You can talk about yours.
I'm trying to think too.
You're trying to think too.
Yeah, because it just said, you know, like we forgot to bring that up. That's why I said we forgot to bring it up.
Honestly, the easily favorite moment is just the end with Barry.
I think
for me it was the end with Barry.
Yeah, I'm trying to think myself. I think I have to agree. I think this is the ending with Barry. You know, myself, it just because it had me choked up. I started getting choked up. I started building up tears because I'm like the way he was talking about, as if it's like this is it. This is my final big chance to show my dad what I'm capable of. You know, showing what I'm able to do, things like that. That was, like I said, and he was the comedic relief of this film, to believe it or not. Yeah. You know, he really was. It wasn't forced. It was like this is who Barry is.
So go on, continue with our.
But what is your guys' favorite moment, favorite line, or favorite just epic moment, or something that really just blows your mind in this film that just you really just were like blown away with it? You know, you're just like, wow. Whether it was emotional, whether it's funny, whether it's just like, oh my god, the music was awesome in this scene, or just just let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Did you think it was a step up? Definitely a step, mind you, just a step, not like we're gonna climb up all these stairs. No, a step up to the theatrical release. Did you think that? Do you think this should be canon? Or do you think that, somehow this should be just the blueprint of what they need to use kind of moving forward with their future films? With, again, like I keep bringing it up, Black Adam, the next Shazam, the next Flash, the next Aquaman. I mean, what do you guys want, for the DC? What do you want to come out of this? And even maybe, for the DC film universe, what do we want? I mean, there's so much coming this year. It's starting to film this year. It's unbelievable. But put down what you thought of our reaction, not only to these chapters that we watched in this video, but also the entire film itself. What are you guys' thoughts on our reaction? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun with it? Do you want us to do more films? Definitely let us know in the comments below. But then most importantly, we thank you for watching if you got up to this point.
So yeah, as far as like he said, as far as the special we don't have an official name for it, but as far as these special presentations go, just let us know down below what you want to see from us next. Right now for SRB TV itself, we got a whole slew. Well, we kind of got a slew of stuff. We got Falcon Winter Soldier. We got Umbrella Academy. We got Animaniacs. We got upcoming stuff coming in the coming months. I've already brought up and a bunch of other videos. But make sure to check out our stuff on our channel for SRB TV. And of course, let us know down below if you want us to do more movie reactions.
Yeah.
Right now, we've talked about it. If we do them, it would probably only be once a month, considering our already busy schedules as it is.
Yeah.
So it'd be a once a month kind of thing.
It would be one of those, what is the movie of the month that we should watch?
Exactly. So, but you guys, it's up to you guys. Let us know down in the comments below what you guys think about that overall. But until next time, though, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
This has been a very tiring-filled episode of SRB TV special presentation.
Now for me to go ahead and start editing all these videos.
Fun.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out our previous reactions,
Or any one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of our playlists down below.
If you want to check us out in the social universe.
You can find us on Twitter
and Stardust.
@SuperReactBros.